Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it up.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Saturday to you. Hopefully, you guys are having a great weekend. Start to your weekend anyway. But let me know what you guys have been up to. I feel like I haven't been on in forever, and it was just last night. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. Let me know if you are doing anything fun this weekend. I did a fun thing today. We did a day date, so it was fun. This is unacceptable, Tom said. Working too damn much to interact with y'all anymore. What's going on? And now you're talking about Mr. Drummond, Willis, and Arnold. We're talking about them all. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, baby girl. Hola. Hey, lady. I see Ladybug. There's Ladybug. There she is. Well, welcome in. Hey, True Crime Lullabies. Hey, Kira. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. Hey, Crime Kitty. I'm just kind of making my way to the top. Hey, Cyber Warrior. Slide in here first. Well, it's good to see everyone. Hey, Triple L. I guess I could highlight some names while I'm going through, huh? Hey, Mandy. Hey, Rebecca. It's starting right about now. Right about now. I gotta wake you up with the music, you know. Gotta wake you up with the music. But welcome in, Rebecca. It's good to see ya. And it's good to see all the mods. You don't hate Ladybug, Kevin. Nobody does. That's unacceptable. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Dawn. I think I said that already, but that's okay. We'll say it again. Have they said a motive? They haven't said a motive as so far in our journey. Hey, LaTanya, look at that. LaTanya, I love that. That's like my name with a La. Can't beat that. It's even more Tanya to go around. Oh, thanks, Mary Beth. I appreciate that. I do. This is a new outfit, actually. I've had it for a while, but I've been waiting on the best day to wear it. And today was the day. We went on a day date that wasn't even planned. We were just cruising and we were like, is that what we think it is? We thought it was a different festival in our little town, but it wasn't that festival, but that's fine. That's cool. It was a festival, I think, for like veterans. Like that's what I'm gathering anyway, from what I was reading, but I don't know why they would. No, I don't know. It's just something our town probably does. Hey, is she? Welcome in. It's good to see you. Is she just got off work? Just got home? Yeah, I figured. Vincent's out there with my phone, and I was going to text you and be like, "Are you home? Did you get off work?" Just taking care of all them sick and ill people. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. But welcome in. It's good to see everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I don't know how big the crowd will be. I know there's a couple people that are live tonight, which is cool with me. Bigger the crowd, the better. The smaller the crowd, the better. We don't care over here. We don't mind either way. But if you missed what we review, so we were reviewing. We kind of like a part two. We were reviewing Austin Drummond's court appearance. So we got through about 53 minutes of it, and I think I had to jump off, and then I came on that night or something. But maybe that was the night I took off. I can't remember. No, it wasn't. We were back on that night. But I wanted to get back on here because I wanted to finish it with you guys because this is some crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, we've got 5 people arrested now, other than Drummond, for accessory after the fact. They've all had their hands in the cookie jar, and they were all helping. I don't understand, but hopefully we'll get a better understanding because this is the preliminary hearing. So whenever you have a preliminary hearing, instead of just like instead of giving it up, like Brian Koberger, he waived his preliminary hearing. We were supposed to have that in June of 2023. Remember that? That was the one I didn't watch. I was like, I'm not even looking at him right now. I was like, I'm not even looking at him. I think that was the one court hearing I didn't watch because I was so mad. Because preliminary hearing pretty much will give you everything basically that they're going to give you at trial, but it's in like a little, just a little dish for you. I don't know. It's just like on a silver platter for you. And we've heard a lot. We've heard a lot so far. I actually took some notes because we have learned so much. So everyone, I think at this point, knows Austin Drummond is the accused quadruple murderer of, again, I say accused, of James Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams. So pretty much took out a whole family. So he had a preliminary hearing. It was on September the 4th. It was about 2 hours long, and it was in Tennessee, obviously. The hearing was to establish, probable cause to proceed with the 4 murder charges against him. So that would bind him over for the grand jury. So that's where we're at kind of right now. Thanks, Ishi. I know. That's what I was listening to the rest of it today. I was trying not to listen to anything without you guys. And I was like, just let me hear a little bit. Hey, Astro from space. I don't think so. I don't think they were, but I think that Caitlin knows something. I think Caitlin knows something. I think she knows a lot. He was at her house after. I mean, it's just amazing to me. Let me see where my notes are. Then I'll get my brain better. So like, it's literally all over the place. Like this case is just so much. I'm going to do like some visuals or something for us because I think that'll make it a little easier. But the bodies were discovered on July 29th in a gravel parking lot on Carrington Road in Lake County. They were positioned under tarps, and that's what we learned in the first half of the preliminary hearing that we've listened to, with one male victim found under his mother. So James found under his mother, Courtney, and blood was present on one of the vehicles, the victim's vehicles. And then they had, the 2 victims, James and his mother, together. And they were like on I think like off of the road or on the dirt road maybe. And they were covered up with a tarp. And then you had the officer was explaining this. Or I'm sorry, Braden Williams. I say James. Okay, Braden Williams. I'm sorry if I said James, but Braden Williams and his mother, Courtney Rose, they were on top. He was under her. And then like 40 or 60 feet away, I think he said 60 feet, there was James and Adriana, and they were under a tarp. So in my brain, it almost makes me think, because they showed up at different times to this meeting point. I'm wondering if maybe, I don't know whichever two, came first, but they came and he shot them, put the tarp over them. So that way, when the next set of people came, to meet him, he would be able to kind of like hide what he had done, like they would just see a tarp. They might not know any better. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, and I feel so bad for these people. This reminds me so much of the Jillian and Veronica Butler case, like Jillian Kelly and Veronica Butler, the two ladies out of Oklahoma that were going to pick up Veronica's little children for just a visit, and her baby's father's family killed them. So it just reads like the same, but we don't know what a motive is here yet. So I said the bodies were discovered under the tarps, and testimony from TBI Special Agent Justin Tubbs revealed that James Wilson was shot approximately 11 times, and that caused audible reactions from people in the gallery. I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was James's mother that had to leave, but somebody had to leave the courtroom. I mean, it was terrible sounding. It was terrible, to hear that. So I don't know who his boss was, because he said he was doing a balloon business, working around kids. Like, okay, yeah, no, don't give him that job. So there was 3 vehicles at the scene, 2 belonging to the victims. They found the or they didn't find it, but the rental was a Nissan Rogue, and that was one of the people that are arrested now, their girlfriend is the one that got him the car. Like, she should be arrested too, in my opinion, in my personal humble opinion. Why was you renting someone else a rental car? You knew something. You knew something was up. What else? I know there's more that this was only 53 minutes, and we learned so much in 53 minutes. We heard that they were shot. We didn't know that they were shot before. We saw the video surveillance of them in the truck, and I believe we saw the one with the truck. And they found the truck down the ravine, the F-150, the 80s, 90s model. And then they found some IDs like out scattered in that same like area. So they were everywhere. They were literally everywhere. So then the newly purchased phone that Drummond was using was used that day, and like that day only. After he got to his girlfriend's house, I believe if my memory serves me right, because I didn't put this in my notes, I think after they said that they were starting to tell the family members what had happened, like 15 minutes later, his phone turns off and it's not used anymore. That phone, this little burner phone, he thought because he has been in the slammer for the last 13 years, maybe he didn't know that burner phones can do a lot more than what they used to do. A lot more. Hey, Connie, that big dummy. Yeah, always have to thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I've been trying to be more cognitive of that too. Okay, so there is I found us like a smaller timeline to go over. So just in case anybody is like, I'm still not up with this case, I don't know what's going on, we're going to go through this really quick, slide on through this, and then we'll get to the 2 new people that have been arrested, and then we'll listen to the rest of the tape or the video. But it does say here, and I will put on the closed captioning for the court hearing. I think it's loud enough, but if you do have headphones, you might want to wear them. But it says here, Austin Drummond, the man charged in the quadruple murder of a family in West Tennessee. He's going to face a judge on Thursday for his preliminary hearing. This is last week. So Judge Andrew Cook found probable cause to proceed with 4 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, and possession of a firearm, and a dangerous felony. Look, I mean, he looks pathetic to me. Like, I know that's what he's looking for, right? And the thing is, what do you think when they, because I didn't think about this until today when I was watching something about him, when they told him they were going with the death penalty. So if they do that, right, and they succeed, he's on death row 23 hours a day. He's in a cell. There's no general population. There's no sneaking Xboxes in or guns or drugs, or it's going to be a hell of a lot harder if you could possibly even get it back there, you know? So he should probably be praying to the one and only right now. And I don't think he's going to give him any sympathy. But he is accused of killing James Wilson, 21, Adriana Williams, 20, Courtney Rose, 38, and Braden Williams, 15, who were found along Carrington Road in Tiptonville, and he was captured after a week-long manhunt. And he just walked out of those woods just like, whatever, here we go, you know? It says, well, I'm pleased with the judge's decision. We are going to see the death penalty in this case. So that was the reason for asking for no bond. And I'm pleased that he did that, said Danny Goodman, District Attorney, 29th District, Judicial District. So this is the timeline. The victims were told to meet at Carrington Road on July 29th for an unknown reason. At 6:27 a.m. And I wonder, I wonder if they know the reason, like through the text messages or whatever it was, right? I'm sure they do. I'm sure that the cops do. Like, I'm sure the cops at least know what he texts them to get them to come out there. And it had to be either, I'm thinking it had to do with the girlfriend. Oh, Kristen. I think it had something to do with her. I thought the baby at first, but how would he convince them to come out there and bring, I don't know. If he said like, something's going on, I need your help, it's really bad, I don't know. I think that they would go out there for her, right? That's Courtney's sister. That's the aunt. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this case out myself. So at 6:27 a.m., Courtney Rose was seen traveling in a Chevy Traverse with Braden Williams following in a Charger. Later in the investigation, after the bodies were found, detectives noticed an unknown number on the victims' phones. So, you know, that sparked their interest. The number belonged to a cell phone that was purchased by Braden Williams on July 28th, the day before, at a Dyersburg Walmart. He was smart enough to get them to buy their own stuff. And Braden, he's 15. He would buy it in a heartbeat, probably. He wants to be cool, you know. He probably wanted to be like, I want to fit in with, my aunt's boyfriend. I don't know. You know how kids are. They're impressionable. So, and he might have just said, hey, I need you to buy this phone for me. And it looks weird if I go in. I don't know. Who knows? But investigators said that the phone was later used by Drummond. Around 6:50 a.m., Adriana Williams and Matthew Wilson were seen traveling in a Ford F-150. The victims didn't make any calls after 7:01 a.m. Investigators believe the victims were killed before or after that time frame. That's so early. That's why, something had to get them up and out there. I wish I knew where they lived, in a way, just so I could see how far, you know what I mean? Because I know it was close to the prison, but I wonder how far away of a drive it was for them to drive that from their home. Maybe we can find that out, because I can't remember exactly where they were from. There's so many different counties involved. But it says at 7:25 a.m., Drummond allegedly called Giovante Thomas, who then included Tanaka Brown on that conference call. At the same time, Matthew Wilson's Ford F-150 was seen leaving the Carrington Road scene. There were no signs of Matthew or Adriana. Between 7:25 a.m. and 10 a.m., there were 15 calls between Drummond and Thomas. It's a lot of phone calls. During that time frame, Wilson's truck was dropped off in a ravine in Dyer County. Michelle Ovlees, I don't know if I'm saying that right, told police that Brown told her he met Drummond in the area and gave him a ride back to Jackson. Brown had also purchased cleaning supplies that Drummond requested. Man, are you that dumb, Tanaka? Or Tanika, whatever your name is, Tanaka? That's what I'm going to call you. Drummond and Brown arrived in Jackson a little after 10 a.m. at the Clarion Hotel, a place investigators say Drummond resided at regularly for organized criminal activity. So he probably rented a room there. He would stay there for a couple nights, and he'd probably like deal some drugs out of his room. So that's what I'm thinking. Drummond's Audi was at the hotel, so he kept his car at the hotel. He tried to be smart. So he drove himself to the Cherry Grove Apartments, which is where Drummond's pregnant girlfriend, Caitlin Speed, lives. And if you don't know who that is, that's Courtney, one of the victim's sisters. That's the aunt. That's the great aunt to the baby. Man, that's heartbreaking, you know? Look at that, Naomi. Member for 22 months. You guys are awesome. And Mary Beth's comment, YouTube Premium is definitely worth it. Every piece of ounce that you get of it, every commercial you don't have to watch. I'm sorry. It's amazing. Sorry, I keep coughing. So it says here, yeah. So he drove himself to the girlfriend's apartment. Just, what'd you guys talk about? What'd you do? Prosecutors confirmed Drummond is the father of Speed's unborn child. That sucks. Caitlin, are you dumb? Like, seriously. Like, are you, I mean, seriously. Seriously, like, I feel like I'm going to have to give you a little bit of, you know, like a chewing out. Why would you ever have a baby with a guy that you knew would end up back in prison for the rest of his whole damn life? He can't help you physically, financially, or anything. I mean, you should have just went and adopted a baby. If you just wanted a baby, good grief. 26 miles? That's a long time. See, that's a long way to drive. It had to be something important. I'm thinking Caitlin, it had to do with Caitlin. I'm thinking that he said something like maybe she was in a car accident. I don't know. Or, I mean, it could have to do with like drugs, but I just feel like to get all them out there that early in the morning, I feel like it have to be something big, like really big. I don't know, like something bigger than that. I don't, but maybe not. Maybe that was something big to him, you know? It says here, though, Drummond then headed back to Dyersburg in a Nissan Rogue, which was rented by Ovlees. Oh, I'm going to see how you say her last name. Oh, I copied it. I didn't need to do that. All of us. For Drummond. The Audi was dropped off at Drummond's parents' home. At 1:08 p.m., the Nissan Rogue was shown on video heading towards the murder scene. Around this time, a Tennessee park ranger saw the Nissan Rogue, and he testified, as well as the cars that belonged to the victims, Courtney Rose and Braden Williams. When the Tennessee park ranger circled back around, the Nissan Rogue had left the scene. And I think that this guy had said that he worked there for, what, a month? At this point, I would pack my bags. I'd be like, I'm out. So when he checked, like when he circled back, the Nissan Rogue was gone. And he said that like there was dust and stuff in the air a little bit, like the car had taken off. And when he went up to like, I guess there's a point where there's, you know, different ways to go. He said they were straight ways, like they weren't like curvy. He looked both and he couldn't see the car. They were gone. They're like, we're out of here. So about 30 minutes later, cell phone data showed Drummond was in the location where the baby was dropped off at Dyer County. Investigators say he then proceeded towards Jackson, and that's, I believe, where his parents are from. At 3:11 p.m., that baby was in that yard for a minute. I'm trying to see when they would have dropped the baby off. The audio was dropped off at Drummond's parents' home. I think I forgot to say that part. Around 1:08, the Nissan Rogue was on video heading towards the murder scene. Around this time, a Tennessee park ranger, saw the cars. It says about 30 minutes later, cell phone data showed Drummond was in the location where the baby was dropped off. Okay, so 30 minutes after that. So like 1:40. So was that baby really out there that long? 1:40 to like 3:11 or something? I don't know. My math's not that great, but that's what I'm going to say. Wow. So then at 3:11, there was a 911 call about abandoned baby. Because not a lot of people be looking out in their front yards all the time, if that's what it is. But I guess he did like holler at somebody and say there was a abandoned baby over there. Like, I don't even know if I would stop if I was a car. I probably would go by. I would have to go by to check because, right, like someone's like, there's an abandoned baby. Even if there wasn't, like, you'd have to check. But like, at the same time, it's like, well, why didn't you stop? Why is there an abandoned baby and you're telling me? I don't know. I would be like, it was so hot that day. It was so hot. Yeah, it was like, what, like 116 or something crazy nonsense. It was like some crazy amount, like heat. I remember. Because I remember thinking she was found quicker than that. Okay. Because I remember them saying that he hollered for people and said that he like dropped the baby off there. But I would go by. I would be like, is there a baby? Do you see a baby? But then I'd be like, maybe that's someone's baby. I don't know. It would have to be depend on where it is in the front yard too. I don't know. I'm glad that they stopped. I'm glad that they went over there. Because this guy was probably like sweaty, maybe bloody. I mean, he just killed 4 people. And he has a baby. And he dropped it off. I mean, he has to be wild-eyed. I can only imagine what he looked like when I hope that person has a dash cam. I hope that person's an Uber Eats driver or something. So Drummond arrived in Jackson in a little after 3:30. Okay, so then, 3:39 p.m. Investigators say he was at the Clarion Hotel for a few hours before he returned to the apartment complex. At 8:17 p.m., calls were made about the 4 bodies found at Carrington Road. The cell phone Drummond was using wasn't turned on after that. Nope, didn't need to use it after that. All victims were shot. Braden Williams and Courtney Rose's bodies were on top of each other with a camo tarp over them. Rose was shot in the head, while Williams was shot in the back of the head. And I think that's for a reason. I don't think he could look at him and do it. I don't know why. I just don't. Adriana Williams and Matthew Wilson's bodies were found together with a camo tarp in a wooden area about 60 feet from the other bodies. Adriana was shot in the head while Matthew was shot 11 times. Overkill. What'd he do to you? Why'd you hate him? Like, seriously, that's overkill. I don't know. That's just a lot. That's a whole lot. On Thursday, we learned how investigators were able to develop Drummond as a murder suspect, as well as the accessories in the case. Drummond's next hearing is November 10th, where an indictment will be decided on. The judge ruled that Drummond still cannot contact Caitlin Speed. We didn't hear that part yet. As of Wednesday, 4 people have now been indicted. Well, now I think it's 5. In connection with Drummond, including 2 new suspects. Okay, maybe and 2 previous suspects who now face a second count on the same charge. Why do I have 5? Okay, maybe there's another. It says, right here, according to the TBI, Eric Wise Jr. Yeah, 26. Okay, I didn't have their ages, so I'm going to write their ages down. Wow, they're young. Okay, and then Michelle is 22. Wow, you dumbass. Got yourself caught up with the wrong people. They were indicted by a Madison County grand jury. I need to start writing these, each county they're in. Okay, so they're all in the same county, it looks like. And they are charged with accessory after the fact. I think that holds 1 to 3 years, which it should hold more, personally. Giavante Thomas and Deara Sanders, both of Jackson, were also indicted by a Madison County grand jury. So that's 4. Why do I have 5? I have Tanaka on here. Was he is? Let me go look him up. Let me go to the next. Hold on. Yeah, he's still be in jail. There's 5 people. Okay, we just got to go to the next article. I'm just like, wait a minute here. I'm like, I know I read this earlier. And I know I'm not writing people's names down. I don't think I could. Hey, Cat Ride. Hey, Loves to Lurk. Welcome in. Man, this is crazy. I wonder what I want to know what this motive is. I really do. Okay, so look at them. They all look happy, don't they? Don't they look so happy? Just look, he does actually. Old Tanaka. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name, but that's how I like to pronounce it, like that. So I'm doing it. Tanaka Brown, 29. This is left to right. Giavante Thomas, 29, and Deara Sanders, 23. 23 years old. You dumbass. They're all dumb. They're all young. Like, y'all just be throwing in your lives away. But let's go up here. So these are all the people that are arrested. They're all arrested with accessory after the fact, the first degree murder. I thought that Tanaka or whatever was charged with like tampering with evidence too, but I don't know. Yeah. Not very smart people, and so young. And the thing is, this girl right here, she's so dumb. Like, but if she just like was in the car, you know what I mean? Like I could, like I used to watch that show, the first 20 or first 48. And there'd be like this one kid that would be like in the back of the seat of the car and he'd be like 19 and the other kid would shoot a kid and he'd be like, oh my God, I didn't even know he's going to do that. But like, and he probably didn't. And you could tell by his face, he probably didn't, but he'd be going to jail for the rest of his life too. And I just remember thinking like, is it that easy? Is it that easy to go, I stayed on the straight and narrow, but apparently these guys didn't. Apparently these guys didn't. And I don't think she's ready for jail. So, Brown is also charged with 1 count of tampering with evidence. If I would just read on, I would probably answer my own questions. Deara Sanders was indicted, or I just said that a minute ago. So she was indicted on her charges Tuesday. Drummond was temporarily on the run before being captured. Okay. The 4 victims were found dead Tuesday night, July 29th. Approximately 40 miles away from where the little girl was dropped off, 7-month-old. The Dyer County District Attorney's Office identified the victims. Okay, we read through that. Okay. I thought that would be all 5 of their pictures, but I guess not. Maybe in here. Maybe we'll listen to this real quick.
TBI announced 2 more arrests in the quadruple murder case in Northwest Tennessee. A Madison County grand jury yesterday indicted Eric Wise Jr. and Michelle Ovelis on charges of helping that man, suspect Austin Drummond, evade authorities. That now brings the number of people charged as accessories to 5. Drummond is charged with killing a family of 4 in Lake County and abandoning.
This guy got 5 people to help him. 5 people to help him after he committed a quadruple murder and then took a baby. Like, I don't even know how you do that. Just sitting around the table one night. Can you help me tomorrow?
their baby in a Dyer County front yard on July 29th. Investigators say he was on the run for nearly a week before his capture in Jackson, Tennessee. The grand jury also indicted these two people, Dira Sanders and Giovanni Thomas, yesterday. They are.
You could tell she was asleep when she got busted. You could tell she's got her hat still on her head or her like scarf, because I wear those too, because extensions. And she's holding she's like this, like she doesn't have a bra on. I'm pretty sure this girl was sleeping. She was just taking a nap. She was just sleeping the day away.
Charged with accessory after the fact, 2 counts. Both are being held in the Madison County Jail without bond. Tanaka Brown also charged as an accessory, and he faces an additional tampering with evidence charge. As for Drummond, he is expected back in court tomorrow.
Tanaka. I don't know why you ever name your kid Tanaka. It sounds like to knocking on the door. I don't know. I don't know. My dad would say something clever about that. But that name is getting me. Okay. So like I said, we were only like 53 minutes into this. I don't think that it's really as long as it says it is. No, they go to, so it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, a little over an hour. Not too bad. Not too bad. The whole time when they are like zooming into him, I'm like laughing in my head thinking, well, I mean, if you were Brian Koberger, they wouldn't be doing that. You'd be wearing a suit and you'd probably have a better attorney, but you get what you pay for, I guess. I guess if it is death penalty, they would get him a death penalty qualified lawyer if he doesn't already have one. I mean, I think he has a paid attorney. So, or not a paid attorney. I'm trying paid by the state. I can't think of what I'm trying to think of. Public defender. Can't think of the word. I was kept wanting to say pro bono, and I'm like, that's not it. I think he has a public defender right now. I mean, is Caitlin not getting him a lawyer? Where's she been? What's going on with her? I'm just curious. I'm glad that she's, as far as we know, I'm glad that if she didn't know about this and stuff, I'm just glad that this didn't put her into like early labor or anything, because I do care about babies, and we want them to be healthy. Okay, so I'm going to play this. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button. That'd be great. I am getting that way too, baby girl. Whenever there's like new documents or something, I'm like, okay, but then like if there's nothing like new, I'm not regurgitating stuff, She's just living her life. That is bizarre. Anybody see her? Anybody flashing photography at her? I would be like, we need JLR. We need him to yell. I'll do it. I'll go to her place and yell. Caitlin, why'd you do it? Sounds like JLR.
Your next witness, General.
Special Agent Justin Tubbs.
Agent Tubbs, you will please come to the witness
Oh,
stand.
they're
sir.
bringing Tubbs up there. Oh, what happened?
If at any time any of the parties need to take a break, use the restroom, or do anything, just let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. I just forgot to mention that. Agent Tubbs, raise your right hand, sir, please.
You solemnly swear upon the testimony you're about to give is the truth and the truth.
I do.
Thank you, sir.
I wonder why they brought him back. Or wait, was he not on before? Oh no, that was me watching it. Sorry.
Would you state your name, please?
Justin Tubbs,
And Special Agent Tubbs, where do you work, sir?
with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
And how long have you worked there?
I've been there since 2018.
And do you recall, were you on call or were you called on the evening of July 29th, 2025?
I was called, yes.
Do you know what the purpose of that call was?
White County Sheriff's Department had been called to an area out by the prison where two vehicles I had received emails about the child that was missing that morning or that afternoon
From Dyer County?
from Dyer County, and the parents of the child plus the grandmother and the uncle of the child. So whenever I was called, I was told their vehicles and the deceased victims had been found out at the end of Carrington Road.
Okay. Did you go to that scene?
I did.
Once you got to that scene, what did you see?
There were members of not only the Dyer County Sheriff's Department, Lake County Sheriff's Department, Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, because it was on their land. But there was also some special agents from the TBI who had also been called to come out and assist me. Once we got out there, I saw the black Charger that was known to be driven by Braden Williams, 15-year-old child, and a white Traverse that was known to be driven by Courtney Rose.
Was anyone inside the vehicles?
They were not.
Okay. What'd you do after locating those vehicles?
We had Deputy Hunter Brady walk us around the scene as to what he had discovered whenever he first came upon the scene. And he showed us inside of the white Traverse, there was a red, brownish stain substances that are consistent with what I know to be blood. And then he showed us.
Let me ask this. Do you know who that white Traverse belonged to?
It was known to be driven by Courtney Rose.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And if you drive down Carrington Road, to the left where it kind of comes to a dead end, it's almost like a parking lot where these vehicles were parked. Behind that is whenever you start walking into the woods, same as what the deputy before was talking about. If you cross the road, you have wooded area in front of you. So the deputy took us to the back of the parking lot and showed us where Braden Williams and Miss Courtney Rose were laying. They were covered with what looked like to be camouflage burlap, which is commonly used with hunting.
Do you think that's why they used like the camo burlap so like they really could like try to camouflage them before the next set of people came? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
That I know of. And then
Or to camouflage it from like other people. Like if there's somebody that's just driving down that road all willy-nilly, like, right? I mean, I guess that would help with that too.
Walked us in front of the parking lot across the road where the bodies of Adriana Williams and Matthew Wilson were at, and they were also covered with the same type of burlap.
Were you able to? Were they all four deceased?
They were.
That you arrived.
Yes, sir.
Were you able to determine the cause of death at that time? Or
They-
what? Not a medical cause, but what appears to be.
The injuries were consistent with gunshot wounds that all four victims had.
Were you able to determine how many gunshot wounds there were?
Not at the time.
Were you able to at a later time?
Yes, whenever the medical examiner out of Nashville called me with preliminary findings, he informed me of how many wounds and type of wounds that each victim had.
What type of wounds did Courtney Rose have?
She had been shot in the head
How many times?
at least once that I remember.
What about Braden Williams?
He had been shot in the back of the head.
What about Adriana Williams?
She had also been shot in the head.
And what about Matthew Wilson?
Mr. Wilson had been shot in multiple places in his body for
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Please. Please.
This is where they do it. It's so sad.
Go ahead, Mel.
That guy's got to be built like steel, you know? I'd be crying too. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. That's sad. Man. And you know, I wouldn't be able to go on for a second. I would be like, I'm gonna have to step away for a minute myself. But he's a cop and that's what they're built to do, you know? It's sad though.
Was there you had said earlier that there was an incident that had been found in Dyer County.
yes, sir.
I assume, did you find any evidence of an incident that may have been there?
I didn't see any evidence in the vehicle at the time. Whenever we realized the totality of the scene, myself and my immediate supervisor that was on the scene, we decided to call the violent crime response team that TBI has. and we stepped back away from the scene and secured it until they got there.
And after they got there and they processed the scene, did you continue with the investigation?
We did. We set up a command post away from the crime scene at the Old National Guard Armory here in Tiptonville.
Were you eventually able to develop a suspect in these homicides?
We were a person of interest, yes.
And who was that?
Mr. Austin Drummond.
Did you see him in court today?
I do.
You identify him?
He's a gentleman sitting at the defense table in the inmate unit.
I love it when they point.
After getting there, you said that there were 2 vehicles there. Did you get information that there may have been a 3rd vehicle?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We were told by Miss Kim Hamill, which is Mr. Wilson's mother, that he drove a older model F-150.
You know what color it was?
It was white with a red stripe down the side of it.
Was that vehicle out there that day?
It was not.
Did you think that maybe that was something you needed to be looking for?
Yes, sir.
What did you do?
Chief Joe England with the Tiptonville Police Department, before we got to Tiptonville, had already been looking at video from the Tiptonville Fire Department. There's a camera there, and he had found video of the victims arriving that morning, passing the fire department, driving north out towards Carrington Road, and then I believe there was video of the truck returning a few minutes later, about an hour or so later.
Okay. And you said that was footage from the Tiptonville Fire Department?
Correct.
Okay. Did you review that footage yourself?
I did not. I mean, I did look at pictures that Chief
At a
was
later
sending us.
time.
Correct. We obtained the entire video. We sent an agent to Tiptonville to obtain video not only from the fire department and other places of interest along Highway 78.
One thing that we usually look at on security cameras is the date and time.
Correct.
Did you check that on these cameras?
On the fire department camera, I did ask the chief to check what the time on the timestamp was on the camera footage versus the real time.
Okay. And was it accurate?
It was not.
Okay. What about how far off was it, just approximately?
Approximately 53 minutes.
Oh,
53 minutes. Okay. Was the date correct?
Yes.
All right. Make it hard for you. I'm going to show you a video on the screen there.
they always be putting the TV right behind the witness stand. So the witness got to go and try to look up at it. This isn't the first trial I've seen like this or first case, but I forget I think it was Letitia Stout, and there was another one that had to like do that with their neck. I can't think of it though.
And I'm just going to go ahead and move over to the point that we're interested in.
No.
General, while you're pulling that up, I want to ask one question. You're saying, I just heard a moment ago, you said on the time period right there, which is marked in the right-hand corner of the screen, bottom right-hand corner, that is actually, if it's saying 5:35, it's actually 53 minutes ahead in time. Is that what you're saying?
So if it's 5:35, it's going to be 53 minutes. So the time that's on there, it's 53 minutes.
Okay, so it should be 6:28 or 6 somewhere around.
Approximately.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to make sure of that. Thank you.
Oh, he's fast with his math, not judge.
I want you to look.
Count on my
at the
fingers.
camera that the fire department. Tell me if you can tell me what these. I'm sorry. Let me back just a second.
I can tell you they need new cameras.
You recognize that white vehicle?
It appears to be the white Traverse of Miss Courtney Rose.
And what direction is that vehicle traveling?
It is traveling north.
And what, in relation to the fire department, where is the crime scene?
If you're looking at the road, the direction that the car is traveling is the direction of Carrington Road.
So that car will be traveling in the direction of the crime scene.
Correct.
Man. Is that the Charger? Yeah.
Recognize that vehicle.
It appears to be the vehicle that Mr. Brady Williams would have been driving.
And this would have been, since the time is all approximately 6:28, somewhere around that time.
Correct.
I wonder why they took out 2 cars, right? Like, I wonder if, like, I mean, obviously, Braden's 15. Lives with his mom, I'm assuming. So why wouldn't they ride out together? I mean, unless he was, like, going to go somewhere afterwards or do something afterwards, I guess. I mean, he's 15. He's driving a car. I don't understand that neither, but. It's just another angle of them. And it's the same angle.
And this is Chippenville Fire Department camera. Is that right?
Correct. Pointed south.
Wasn't that the
You
truck?
recognize that vehicle?
I do. That is the vehicle that appears to be driven by Mr. Matthew Wilson.
And is that the vehicle that was not at the scene that you were looking for?
It was not at the scene.
And the time, once again, it's not correct. So is it approximately 20, 22, 23 minutes after the first 2 vehicles came by?
That's correct.
And then did you later find a video from the fire department as well of the?
So, okay, Braden and his mom go by, and they get there 20 minutes before, approximately, because that's like 20 minutes later, they see the truck. So they see James and Adriana coming. So that could be it. That could be he could have killed the first 2, covered them with the tarp, and then waited for the second 2 to arrive. Yeah. I think almost every state, I think is 15. I think 15 and a half, like with the licensed driver, or 15 with the driver, something like that. I think it's 15 and a half in Ohio. I didn't get my license till I was 18. I didn't want them things. I was like, I'm good.
One of the vehicles or any of the vehicles leaving the scene?
I had friends that drove, so I didn't care as much.
Was there a video of all 3 vehicles leaving?
No, sir.
How many vehicles were actually leaving the scene?
It was a video. On this video, it only captured the truck of Mr. Matthew Wilson.
Was it Mr. Matthew Wilson in the truck, or was it just his truck?
It was just his truck, from what I can tell. I couldn't see. I can't ascertain who was in the vehicle.
The same vehicle leaving the scene?
It appears to be, yes.
Okay. Now, you heard testimony from Agent Lawson previously about phone calls. And there was a talk about a phone call that connected on the cell phone that was at the scene and left the scene and then was eventually at Austin Drummond's parents' home. Was it at the same time that coordinates with this video?
Yes,
Now, did you also obtain video footage from Williams' garage?
it was obtained. I haven't viewed it.
Now, were you able to determine that the time on that one was actually correct?
I do remember being told that they had the correct time.
So now, is this south of the fire department?
It is heading back towards Dyersburg.
Okay, so if you're coming from Dyersburg to the crime scene, this camera would have caught the vehicles first and then the fire department.
Correct. The Mexican restaurant is here to the left of the screen. And then you have the mural that's painted on these little grain bins or chemical bins.
Okay. Is that the same white Traverse we saw previously?
It does appear to be the same watch.
And that time is 6:27 a.m. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So that time is actually accurate. That's the time that the vehicles were actually going towards the crime scene.
The real time, whenever this video was seized or collected, was the same time as what the live image on the screen that they were watching the video was. So yes, that's the correct time.
So that would have been the correct time. And then the black vehicle that is trailing,
That appears to be the same Dodge Charger that was at the crime scene.
except the red and white truck once again.
It is.
Can you tell how many people are in that vehicle?
There appears to be 2 occupants in the vehicle.
And that time, 6:50 a.m., that would be the accurate time?
That's correct.
So about 20 minutes.
That sure
after the
does.
first 2 vehicles came by.
Yes, sir.
That camera looks better.
And we'll show you one other.
Look what happened.
That's the same vehicle now leaving the crime scene.
It appears to be.
And once again, the time on that.
It's 07:25 a.m.
So approximately 30 minutes after it passed by the first time.
That's correct.
Can you tell if there's 2 people in the vehicle?
It doesn't appear to be. I can't see anybody in the vehicle from here.
You see anyone in the passenger seat?
You mind if I stand up?
No, go ahead.
I don't mind.
You not?
Did you know how far it is from the Mexican restaurant there to the crime scene that you were driving?
Just a few minutes. I'm not sure on the mileage. Maybe 2-3 miles.
Maybe 10 minutes?
Maybe.
So we've got about a 30-minute gap there from the time that the vehicle passes here, gets to the crime scene, and then comes back to that point.
That's correct.
He looks like he wants to run out of that courtroom.
Did you later find that red and white vehicle?
We did.
Where was it found?
It was found in the Bikini Bottoms area. The day before The paper copy of Mr. Wilson's driver's license had been found. I believe it's commonly known as the Three Cross Memorial or the Karen Swift Memorial. It had been found by some citizens. We had some people go out there and collect it. The agent at the time believed he saw, it was getting close to dark, believed he saw some tire tracks going down the gully, the ravine, whatever you want to call it. So we set up a search for the next morning. That morning we had TBI out there, Tennessee Wildlife Resources, members of the Dyer County Sheriff's Department, and they found that truck down that ravine covered by kudzu bones.
Now, if we can go back one other thing, the video that we just showed, the truck as it was leaving Tiptonville, was at 7:25 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. When you heard the testimony of Agent Lawson, did you hear him testify that there was a three-way call taking place at that exact time, 7:25 a.m.
Yes, sir.
between Austin Drummond, Tanaka Brown? Okay, let me rephrase that.
I'll sustain that.
That there was a call from that phone that is of interest to Tanaka Brown and Giovanni Thomas.
Correct. The phone that had been at the crime scene that was activated that morning that we later found that was bought by the victims the night before. There was a call to Mr. Gio Thomas and Mr. Tanaka Brown.
Okay. And at that exact time that it was passing that Mexican restaurant, 7:25 a.m., the call was being made.
Approximately correct, the exact time. Yes, sir.
All right, so now let me go back to the vehicle that was found. Did you receive any information about how the vehicle got there? I got to Bikini Bottoms.
Correct. We interviewed Miss Michelle Ovelis a couple of times, and she ended up telling us that she was told by Tanaka Brown that he had met Mr. Drummond with the baby out in that area and given him a ride back to Jackson.
Okay. Did you talk to Tanaka Brown about that?
We did.
Did he admit any of those things?
He did.
Did he make any statements about assisting to push the vehicle?
He did not, but he did make that statement to Miss Ovelis's boyfriend, Gio Thomas.
Did Mr. Brown bring anything with him when he picked up Mr. Drummond?
During an interview with Mr. Brown, he informed me that whenever he was on that three-way call with Mr. Drummond, Gio Thomas, that Mr. Drummond had asked him for a ride, and he also told him to pick up cleaning supplies. But he said he stopped at Walmart in Jackson and bought gloves, bleach, and trash bags.
Do you know if those supplies were used at that crime scene or at the scene of the truck?
We were told by Mr. Brown and Miss Ovelis that whenever they returned the vehicle, there was cleaning supplies and trash bags in the trunk along with a gas can.
What was gas can for?
Okay. So Mr. Tanaka Brown admits that he picks up Mr. Drummond and the baby from Bikini Bottoms.
Correct. He also told
And takes them where?
takes them to, the first place he took them was to the Clarion Hotel in Jackson off Carriage House Drive. That's where Mr. Drummond's Audi vehicle was parked. Mr. Drummond got the vehicle. Mr. Brown and him went to Cherry Grove Apartments where they dropped the Audi off. They continued on from there with the child in the car to the apartment of Gio Thomas and Michelle Ovelis to retrieve the rental car.
Okay. And the rental car, what type of rental car was it?
It was a Nissan Rogue.
Do you remember the color?
It was a silver or light gray.
And what type of license plate did it have?
It did have California tags on it.
And had you received information previously from a wildlife officer that may have seen that vehicle?
He is a state park ranger, Mr. Corey Hussey. He had seen a Nissan SUV along with the two victims' vehicles out on Carrington Road earlier that afternoon. And the distinguishing feature on that Nissan vehicle was it had California tags.
Okay. And you actually were able to determine that it was a rental vehicle?
Correct. Whenever we ran the information on that license plate, we found that it was a rental for Enterprise Rental Car. and it had been picked up at the Enterprise location over in Jackson by the bowling alley.
Oh, well, they normally pick you up.
And do you know
That's their
who
slogan.
rented that vehicle, who picked it up?
Michelle Vellis had reserved that vehicle on the night of the July 28th.
And you said that you had talked with Ms. Ovellis?
We had.
Man,
Why did
shame
she
on
rent
you.
that car?
She stated on the night of the 28th, Mr. Drummond, but she knew him as AD, came to her residence and asked her to rent him a vehicle to be picked up at noon the following day on the 29th.
Okay. A guy comes to your house that you're not doing any of the things with, right? You don't know this guy. Oh, you only know him as AD. AD, maybe he's your best bud, maybe he's your buddy or something, okay? But AD comes to your house and they say, hey, can you get me a rental car tomorrow by noon? You know the first thing that's going to come out of my mouth is, what the hell you need a rental car for? You got an Audi. Secondly, why can't you do it yourself? I bet you it's because he ain't got no license. And I'd say, well, I'm sorry, have Tanaka do it. That's what I'd say. Keep my name out of it. Have Caitlin do it.
Did he actually pick that vehicle up?
He picked it.
Drummond, did he actually pick
He
it up?
didn't pick it up from
Yeah.
Enterprise. He picked it up from her residence
Yeah.
later on the 29th at approximately, she said, between 10 and 11 a.m.
Do you know if he was alone at the time he picked up the vehicle?
Ms. Ovellis and Mr. Thomas both told us that Mr. Tanaka Brown was with him whenever he arrived and obtained the rental vehicle and left in it.
And about what time was it that he left? After he picked up the vehicle and left their residence?
She stated it was sometime between 10 and 11 a.m.
And that was in Jackson?
That was in Jackson
Okay.
on the 29th of July.
All right. We've heard evidence already about flock cameras and about looking for footage. Were you able to determine that vehicle actually did have a direction of travel after it was picked up?
Correct. We had it on camera sometime after 11 o'clock, or we did find that it was on camera sometime after 11 o'clock leaving Jackson.
Okay. Which direction did it go?
It was headed north.
And once again, is the crime scene north of Jackson?
It is.
Did it eventually make its way to Dyersburg and then back to Lake County?
It did. It was recorded at the intersection over by Lowe's and Cracker Barrel in Dyersburg,
Okay.
heading towards Lake County, north towards Lake County.
And was the picture clear enough to see if it was clean, dirty, anything about it?
It was. It appeared to be a cleaner car.
Was it later seen coming back into Dyersburg?
It was.
And was there a difference in the car as far as the cleanliness of the car?
I do not recall if it was the camera there in Dyersburg or if it was a camera in Jackson, but it did appear to be dusty from the midline of the doors, including the tires and rims.
The road out on Carrington Road, is it a paved road out to the area of the crime scene?
From what I would recall, when you first turn onto the road, it's semi-paved and turns into a gravel road. And the area where the crime scene actually is, where the cars and the bodies were, was a gravel parking lot.
Do you have to drive a good distance on that gravel portion of the drive?
You did.
Now, we reviewed
Car was
video
dirty.
cameras previously of the Dodge Charger, the white Traverse, the red and white pickup truck Ford F-150. Was there also video that captured the Nissan Rogue in Jitneyville?
I believe there was a video. I don't recall which establishment that video is from.
Okay. Once again, you did receive video images from Williams Garage.
Correct.
If you would, I'd like to show you the video. That appear to be the Nissan Rogue that had been rented.
Yes, it's a light silver, maybe a gray Rogue, and it looks to have a license plate on the front of it, unlike what Tennessee requires.
And that was going to be my next question. Does California require a license plate on the front and back?
They normally do, yes.
Okay. And did this vehicle have a California plate on the front and back?
Other images that I've seen of it did have a California plate on the front and the back, yes.
Just as this appears that.
Correct.
And that time, once again, is 1:08:52.
That's correct.
So this is probably maybe, what, an hour and a half from the time the vehicle was picked up in Jackson?
It was picked up somewhere after 11. It was leaving Jackson probably approximately 11:30 from what I recall. It'd probably be about an hour and a half or so, a little bit more than an hour and a half.
More than an hour and a half from the time it left Jackson. So, okay. All right. And let me show you one other video. And once again, notice that time, 13:08. Do you recall the time that the vehicle was seen by the park ranger?
Whenever we first interviewed him, he believed that he saw it somewhere between 1 and 1:15.
And that was 1:08. Is that correct?
Correct.
Does that appear to be the same vehicle going back towards Jackson?
It does.
So it was originally 1:08, it's now 1:33, so approximately 20 minutes or less from the time that it was seen previously. Is that right?
Correct.
So that would be just about enough time to go up there, turn around, and come right back.
It would be.
Did you have information that at this time, the infant was still with Mr. Drummond in the vehicle?
Yes. Whenever Mr. Brown told us that he dropped whenever they arrived at the house of Obelis, or the residence of Obelis and Thomas, he stated that Mr. Drummond transferred not only the baby, but the cleaning supplies he had bought to the road and left the residence with it. So we had no other reason to think that the baby wasn't with him at this time, especially since it didn't get dropped off until after 3 p.m. in Dyer County.
Okay. So that was 1:40 when he was going back towards Dyersburg, and then approximately an hour and 20 minutes later when the 911 call comes in.
The 911, the Dyer County 911 call, yes, sir.
Okay. And this may be a silly question, but do you know if Mr. Drummond was the legal guardian of the child?
No, he wasn't the legal guardian of the child.
Do you know if he had custody of that child, had permission to have the child?
No. No, I'm sure his parents would say, hell no.
With cell phone data, which we've heard from already, is that right?
Correct. We had started working with as soon as before we even set up our command post, we started contacting our agent, Andy Valley, who also works with FBI agent Carla Rexing, who also analyzes phones and the type of data that Agent White does. And he started submitting paperwork to AT&T and other companies for the victims' phones to start getting their data.
Okay. Were you able to determine where the phone came from?
The phone in question that Agent Scott Wilson. Dyer County Sheriff's Department whenever they gathered the video from Walmart the night before on the 28th, They also found, got a receipt from Walmart showing that a purchase by the victims of the burlap, the camouflage burlap, or similar camouflage burlap that was at the crime scene, along with a cell phone.
Cell phone and the burlap bought by the victims.
Sorry, General.
Who brought the gun? Because I don't think that Austin walked out with his piece that he had inside of jail. You know what I mean? I think he probably left that there on the inside for them.
Do you recognize that?
And he had a couple of pieces of machinery that was crazy. Remember the AK or whatever he's walking around with? Where'd you get that? Tanaka?
This is the receipt I've seen. Correct.
From the cell phone purchase?
Right.
And do you know who it was that purchased that cell phone?
At the time, I was told he was one of the victims. I believe, or I do recall that I've been told that Mr. Braylon Williams was actually seen on camera purchasing the phone.
Wow.
Did you make that exhibit your testimony?
Without objection, Mr. Huffman.
Just a kid, you know?
Show this mark as case exhibit 6.
Were you
Oh,
able to
thanks, Mary
determine
Beth.
if that cell phone was used to call any family or friends of Austin Drummond?
Yes, that cell phone was used to call Geo Thomas, who in turn put Mr. Brown on the phone on the three-way call that morning.
Did you interview Mr. Geo Thomas?
We did.
Did he admit to you that he did have that three-way call and was part of the conversation about picking up Mr. Drummond?
That's correct. He did.
And that was to pick him up from Bikini Bottom?
Right.
With what, the baby?
Now, I've shown you videos. We've also had the cell phone data. Have you reviewed both of those prior to today? Have you looked at those, looked at that data?
I have some of it, correct.
Okay. Would it be accurate to say that the cell phone data, the timing on the cell phone data and the timing on the videos match?
From the evidence I've seen that's been collected and presented during the investigation, yes, it did match.
When were you able to take Austin Drummond into custody?
He was taken into custody on, it would have been that Tuesday after, I believe it was August 6, 2025.
So a week later?
Correct.
After being taken into custody, are you aware of any statements that Mr. Austin Drummond has made while being incarcerated?
I've been listening to his phone calls, correct?
Did he give an interview with a reporter in Nashville?
Yes, he did.
And in that interview, did he admit that he was at the scene at the time of the murders?
He did.
Did he also admit that he had dropped the child off on the side of the road at Dyersburg?
I don't recall that part of it. No.
Are you aware of the fact that Austin Drummond has previous felony convictions?
He does.
Well, someone gave him bail. Attempted murder of a prison or an inmate, still gave him bail. Shouldn't have gave him bail. Why did he get bail? Because he made bail. I can't lie. But it was 100,000 and 30,000. And I guess his mama put it up for him. I don't know who did.
Yes, sir.
And I'll pass the witness.
Yes, sir. Mr. Huffman.
I think Caitlin was sneaking them into stuff.
Introductory Agent Tubs, two questions. Would it be fair to say that you were the lead agent on this case?
I'm the case agent, correct?
So you pretty much have seen most of the information as it comes in. For instance, the medical examiner's report. You have preliminary reports, right?
I had a preliminary phone call. I haven't received a report yet.
So that is still in process, correct?
Correct.
Now, you said you called the violent crime scene, I guess assigned that to?
The violent crime response team is essentially our crime scene unit.
Okay. And they were the ones who processed the scene.
Correct.
Did you have any involvement in processing the scene?
I did not.
All right. Do you recall how many were any shell cases recovered?
There was.
Do you recall how many?
I did not.
So it wasn't a revolver.
Number.
Do you know what type of cases were recovered?
So this is an area where people go out and target practice, from what I was told. I'm not from Lake County. There were a few different kinds of calibers out there. The violent crime response team leader, Special Agent Forensic Scientist Julian Conyers, I had a conversation with him, and he said the majority of the cartridge casings that was around the White Road were 45 caliber.
But there were multiple shell casings, multiple types of shell casings.
Multiple calibers of shell casings, correct? Cartridge casings.
Now, did you process the scene at all yourself?
I did not.
He said no.
I called them.
Did they take photos, that sort of thing?
They take photos, they take measurements, they collect evidence, range.
You videotape?
They usually do. I'm not sure on this one. So whenever they finish processing and they do all their evidence, all that, they will create what they call a crime scene investigation report with the photos and everything. That's still in the process.
That's not completed. So
Last I checked this week, it was not completed yet.
typically, TBI agents don't carry body cams like that. Did you have a body cam?
I did not.
Is there more paperwork on him?
Regarding the video with time delta, how did you determine that it was 53 minutes slow? How did you determine that?
Whenever I was talking with Chief England, I asked him what the time was on what he was looking at live on the video camera, because he went back to the fire department to see how far was behind, or if he could get any more video of any of the victims' vehicles, any other vehicles that might be suspicious. And I asked him to look at what the real time was in the live video versus what the like what was on his watch. And he found that it was 53 minutes behind.
During the course of your investigation, were you able to gather any evidence as to why these victims were on the scene?
During interviews, yes, we were told by family a possibility about why they were out on the scene.
And what was that possibility?
The introduction of contraband into the Northwest Correctional Facility.
Were you able to obtain any evidence regarding that?
Regarding them being part of it.
Well, you said that the potential introduction of contraband in Northwest. Was there any contraband found on the scene?
No, there wasn't any on the scene that I'm aware of. I have not been told by the violent crime response team what was in the car, but that has not come up in our discussions.
Yes, sir. Any redirect, General?
One of the things I failed to include the actual videos. I played those. Make that give your testimony.
I would.
No further questions.
Agent Tubbs, you may have a seat before you
Yes,
go,
sir.
whichever you choose to do. Thank you, sir. The next witness.
The only other proof we have is we do have certified copies of the verification of death for each of them.
Without objection. Show the CD being entered with the video of the point as States Exhibit 7, and then this being entered as States Exhibit 7. Or 8, I'm sorry. I apologize, number 8. That concludes the state's proof.
It does, Your Honor.
Mr. Rumpel. Then we should be heard on argument.
Yes. You've heard all the proof in this case. There's a real tight timeline with this case, and we think that we can show that. We think we've shown that today with cell phone data and as well as video footage. But just to go back through that and just to go back through this timeline, I want to go back and highlight these things. At 6:27 a.m., the Dodge Charger and the Chevrolet Traverse are going north towards the crime scene on the fire department camera in Tiptonville. At 6:38, there's an outgoing call from the phone, and when I talk about the phone, it's going to be the phone in question that was purchased the night before. There's an outgoing call from that phone to Adriana. At 6:47 a.m., the truck driven by Matthew Wilson, the red and white vehicle, comes into Tiptonville. It's northbound, goes towards the crime scene. At 6:45 a.m., 6:54 a.m., there's the first time advance bar on the cell phone, and that is near Tiptonville. At 7:01 a.m., there's an outgoing call to Adriana once again. That's the last call, Adriana. It lasted 32 seconds.
Which one? What time was that, General?
That was 7:01 a.m. At 7:25 a.m., red and white vehicle is seen traveling southbound on the video in Tiptonville, going past Williams Garage and the Mexican restaurant. And at that same time, a call starts at 7:25 and it lasts until 7:29. That's a three-way call from that phone that's in question to Giovanni Thomas and Tanaka Brown. Both of those individuals did admit in their testimony today that they were on the phone with Austin Drummond at that time. 7:26 a.m. Time advance data shows that that phone is now moving south. At 7:44, let me back up. Between 7:25 and 10:06 a.m., there are approximately 15 calls between that phone number and Giovanni Thomas. At 7:44 a.m. and up until 9:04 a.m., so almost a 2-hour period, a little short of, not 2 hours, a little, almost an hour, a little over 45, 50 minutes. It shows that the phone is actually at Bikini Bottoms in Dyer County and it's stationary, it's sitting there. From 9:17 to 10:04, the time advance showed that there was southbound movement once again. This time it's going towards Jackson. And this is at the time that testimony was that Tanaka Brown had drove from Jackson to Bikini Bottoms to help push the red and white vehicle into the ravine, pick up Austin Drummond and the child, and drive them back to Jackson. He drove them to the Clareton Inn to pick up the Audi. He then went to Geo, went to pick up a vehicle from Geo and Michelle, and that was a rental vehicle. He had the baby with him this entire time. At the time of 11:55 until 12:07 p.m.
Sorry if you just heard what sounded like a stampede coming through the door. That was the dog. Sorry about that. I thought I was muted. I went to let her in and she fell in the door. Sorry about that.
We now have a different vehicle. We have the Nissan Rogue with a California license plate that is traveling northbound towards Bells. At 12:39 p.m., that vehicle is seen by license plate readers going through Dyersburg, still traveling north. Between 1:04 and 1:14, it is the approximate time that the cell phone that's been in question the entire time is back at the crime scene. The phone was initially at the crime scene. It left the crime scene. It made phone calls, which witnesses say were made by Austin Drummond. It went to Bikini Bottoms. It went to Jackson. It got the rental car, and now it is back at the crime scene once again. This is between 1:04 and 1:14. At 1:15, you heard testimony from the department ranger that stated that there was a black Charger, a white Traverse, and a Nissan Rogue with a California license plate. He said it left quickly as soon as he passed the vehicle. Between 1:38 and 2:14 p.m., time advance data showed movement going southbound once again from the crime scene back towards Jackson, Dyer County and Jackson. At 2:15 p.m., the rental vehicle is southbound, according to license plate readers. Between 2:32 and 2:35, it's in the area where the baby was eventually dropped in Friendship. At 2:55, the time advance showed that the cell phone and vehicle was northbound towards Dyersburg. And just a few minutes later, 3:11 p.m., the 911 call came in. The baby had been dropped. And keep in mind that Mr. Drummond admitted that he dropped the baby. Between 2:57
Wait.
and 3:20.
Did he say dropped off or dropped the baby? Like, he meant drop off, right?
Admitted that he dropped the baby.
He said dropped, but I think he meant dropped off.
Between 2:57 and 3:23 p.m., the time advance showed that the vehicle was traveling southeast, back towards Bells, and back towards Jackson, was back in Jackson by 3:39 p.m. Between 4:22 and 6:06, and this is really important, there were overlapping arcs. And you heard the testimony was that when there's overlapping arcs, you can almost pinpoint where the person is.
Mm-hmm.
Those arcs overlapped right above Austin Drummond's parents' house. It stayed there for an hour and a half.
Like a rainbow.
From 6:34 to 8:44 p.m., back to Clarion Hotel, and then at Captain Speed residence, who was Mr. Drummond's girlfriend. At 8:17, 911 calls come in about the body being found, and at 8:44, the phone is no longer on network. Your Honor, that is a very tight timeline. The testimony shows that Austin Drummond was at the scene. He admits he was at the scene. He was the person who got the rental vehicle. He's the only person who was in that Nissan Road, which video shows came back to the crime scene, was there just a very few minutes and left the crime scene. And that phone and video synced up all the way through from Jackson to the crime scene and back to Jackson.
You think he's going to blame this on Tanaka? I do.
And there's no other person possible that could have been other than Austin Drummond. Your Honor, based on that, we think that we've proven the aggravated kidnapping. He took the child without consent. It's not his child. He did not have custody. He was not the guardian. He is a convicted felon.
Mm.
Testimony was that these individuals were shot, which means a weapon was involved. He admits to being on the scene. All four individuals are deceased. We think that meets the probable cause for first-degree murder and the possession of a weapon during commission of that felony.
Mr. Huffman.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Understanding this is a preliminary hearing and that the burden of proof is probable cause and not beyond reasonable doubt, obviously. There's been no evidence whatsoever that Mr. Drummond fired any weapon. The only evidence that was presented today was that there was a cell phone purchased by one of the victims at the scene and proof that he was present on scene, but no proof as to anybody else on scene, or even that the cell phone was in his hands when he was on scene. The only thing that probable cause
He was on the scene.
was that his presence on scene. There was no evidence whatsoever regarding who fired these shots, if Mr. Drummond fired shots, or if there are other individuals on the scene. So we do not believe that the state has met probable cause regarding the murders. Obviously, there's some evidence regarding Mr. Drummond's having a child, so we will submit that to the court as to determination here at the probable cause hearing. But again, the only thing that the state has shown ostensibly is his presence on the scene and afterwards. There's been no evidence whatsoever that Mr. Drummond fired any of these shots.
Any response, Joe?
He's blaming on Tanaka. I swear that guy, you could tell he is a courtroom or a paid by the state lawyer. That ponytail just screams, I get paid from the state to do my job, to be a lawyer. Because believe me, where I'm from, our guy had a ponytail too. the guy with the emotion con tie. Whew. You get a speeding ticket, DUI, something like that in Entertown, and that guy would show up with his little laughing face tie on, and you're like, I ain't laughing. So why are you? Like, we're not supposed to be laughing right now. That guy was so funny. I wish I could remember his name. He reminds me of that guy, though.
The motion filed by the state, does that, do we need to have a hearing at this time regarding that? Okay. What I'm going to do is this. If everybody doesn't mind for a moment, I'm going to take a very brief recess. Okay. So if
I gotta
anyone
go
needs
to
to
the
use
bathroom.
I will tell you to take this time to do so. I'm going to go downstairs and take a brief recess. I'll be back here, folks. Let's try. It is now 2:48. Everyone needs to be back in the courtroom at 3 p.m. sharp. 3 p.m. Okay.
Oh wow, giving you just a couple minutes, just spread your feet around, get your, what's he doing? What's he saying? Always saying stuff fast. Look, he's telling he's telling this lawyer how to do his job. He's like, I had a lawyer in prison, a prison lawyer. Oh, they're gonna blame it on Tanaka. Yeah, they're gonna blame it on him. Look at him. You're evil, man. Like, when you see like killers, or I mean, he's allegedly he's a killer, but when you see him for the first time and you're like, that's the person. That's what I'm getting from him, Okay. Did he rise up? You better all rise. Oh, I guess they weren't doing that yet. Now he's just all by himself. Better get used to that. I mean, if you get on death row, I mean, that's not going to be fun for you. I mean, if he goes to jail, prison or whatever, he don't care. In my opinion. But the thing is, Caitlin won't be there this time. No Caitlin. So I think time will be a little bit harder on him to do, because he won't have his little girlfriend in there sneaking him in stuff, because there is no way that he got a PlayStation in there without somebody walking in with it. You know what I mean? He'll probably try to plea. Yeah, he probably will. I think that with the baby being involved, there should be no plea. No plea. Especially after what we've seen in Idaho, no plea. Everybody write the judge now.
Do we need to proceed on that, or
just kidding?
I think we're going to be in agreement on the motion. It was a motion for a gag order, and there's going to be an agreement. And the state, specifically the attorneys representing the state of Tennessee as the defendant, as well as the defendant himself. Witnesses or investigators are prohibited from posting on social media or providing additional media and or social media accounts covering the case, statements concerning or alleging the facts of the case. Your Honor, and doesn't prevent anything with media other than if the facts of the case cannot be discussed. And it includes the defendant.
Is that it?
Yes, Your Honor. It does create things we have to take part in.
Yes. There was a case and I appreciate the state providing the site to that case. It was it was a good opinion on what to do and what not to do in this type of situation. I appreciate both parties' cooperation in regarding this. And I'll say this, after reviewing the motion and the case, I think not only to ensure the state's right to a fair trial, but Mr. Drummond also to ensure your right to a fair trial as well. I want to make sure that the parameters are put in place, because I know the media since 2000, I appreciate our media that are here. I want to echo that again. I appreciate our media that is here. The media since 2000 has grown tremendously since that case was first decided. Things are a lot far different than it was a quarter of a century ago. So I think that, we get our news now.
Okay, I can't get over it. He has really nice hands. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't be serious when I'm looking at his hands. His hands are so nice. I think he goes like once a week for a pedicure. Or, I mean, a manicure. Sorry. Okay, we'll take it back a couple seconds. I couldn't be serious for a minute, and I was trying to listen to him.
I echo that again. I appreciate our media that is here.
Now you're all going to
The
see
media
it.
since 2000 has grown tremendously since that case was first decided. Things are a lot far different than it was a quarter of a century ago. So
Maybe they're little.
I
That's what
think
it is.
that, we get our news now from not only our television and our newspapers, but from our telephones. If y'all are like me, it's a habit.
Me too,
So,
is she?
I will enter this order at this time. Today's date is the 4th of September. I need a pen that works, though. I sure do. If I borrowed it, thank you so much.
I like the accent. Maybe that's where I got it the other day. Was it him?
Is there any other matters we need to take up regarding the preliminary hearing? But aside from me ruling, I'm assuming. So, okay. 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 I want to thank, before I make my ruling in this, I want to thank the attorneys today. I want to thank all of you for your devotion to this case and the work you've shown in this case here today. Appreciate the state and also the defense attorneys. I know that, and I appreciate Mr. Huffman taking this case and Mr. Mason. I know this was something you were appointed to, but I appreciate your graciousness in taking this matter on. I do very much, and I appreciate all the parties for their testimony. I appreciate the witnesses that are here today. I want to speak to the
His name's Andrew.
Today. I know you heard a lot of things today.
No
Things
motive.
that were not pleasant to hear.
Not yet.
But I appreciate the fact that, for the most part, your candor has been respectful to this court. And I appreciate that you've shown this court respect. I don't want that to go unnoticed. To all of you, I want to say this. I know that at this time, this is not the trial today. This is only the first step in that next proceeding. The standard you heard that was presented is a probable cause standard, which means it's more likely than not. I am not making a finding of guilt or innocence today. That is not what is happening. I don't want y'all to leave and think, what did he just do? So I want you to understand that. It is still alleged as to who committed this offense, but I know it's not alleged that the loss that y'all have suffered. And I want you to know that my heart does go out to all of you. And in the days, weeks, months, and years to come, you will be in my prayers. I know it's a long road to that. I want to thank, I don't want it to go unnoticed, but I just want to thank you for your respect you've shown the court very much. In regards to the matters today, the court has heard the testimony from all the parties, and in consideration of that testimony, in case number 25 CR 48067, the charge of first-degree murder, the court does find the probable cause regarding the murder of Mr. Braden Williams. In case number 48068, the charge of first-degree murder, the court does find probable cause in regards to the murder of Miss Adriana Williams. In case number 48069, the court does find probable cause in regards to first-degree murder in the matter of Mr. Matthew Wilson. And in case number 48070, the court does find probable cause into the case of the first-degree murder of Miss Courtney Rose. The court also does find probable cause in case number 48071 as to the charge of aggravated kidnapping of the young child in the possession of a firearm with the intent to go armed as a commission of a dangerous felony. Aside from the proof of the Agent Tubs, there was not any other proof put forward to show whether or not he is a convicted felon. So based on that, I'm not combining those matters over the counts 2 on 48067, 68, 69, and 70. But those are the only charges that will not be bound over. The remaining charges will be bound over. The 4 first-degree murders, the aggravated kidnapping, and the possession of a firearm with the intention to go armed during the commission of a dangerous felony. In regards to Mr. Drummond, I want to make you aware this is your notice for your circuit court date. Should your cases be presented to the grand jury on November 10th of 2025 at 9 a.m., you will appear before the Honorable Mark Hayes, the Circuit Judge for Lake County, Tennessee, on November 17th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Now, before we conclude that, I had heard that there may be another matter that needs to be addressed.
That's correct, Judge. When we were here previously, the defendant's girlfriend, Ms. Kate Speed, had requested, I indicated that she requested to have no contact order lifted so she could communicate with Mr. Drummond. The media seems to spin my words. Mr. Drummond did not request this be lifted. She requested it. So she has actually reached out to the district attorney, who's not in agreement, but she has indicated to the district attorney that she would like that portion to be lifted so that she can have communications with Mr. Drummond again. Previously, that was stated in the news reports that Mr. Drummond had asked for that. That's not the case. Ms. Kate Speed.
We don't care.
reached out and wanted to have
We don't care. They want to have communication.
That portion of the no contact order be lifted as it relates to Ms. Kate Speed.
Let me hear from you, Mr. Goodman.
Yeah, let her talk.
Ms. Caitlin Speed did contact me. I talked to her about this. She did ask me to allow contact, to allow the restraining order to be lifted. I told her that I would be honest and tell the court that's what her wishes are. But I also told her that I would be opposed to this. I would be opposed to her to the restraining order being lifted. And Your Honor, the fact is that she is a witness in this case. And
You just read it. Can't.
There's not need to be any communication between the defendant and a witness. And in addition to that, she's also a member of the family and victims. And we're concerned that there may be an issue there. The restraining order is for all family members and victims. So we would ask that the restraining order stay in place.
Right there, when that lawyer said that, if I was that judge, you would have saw me slither out of my chair when he said she's part of the victim's family. And she wants to have contact with him? She should have been saying, you know what she should have been saying? I want to make sure that contact order is in place. I want no contact with him. If she really didn't do this or didn't have anything to do with this mess, that's what she would have said. I don't want no contact with him. I mean, her sister, her nephew. Oh man, that's insanity to me. Can I please talk to? She did the mostest. She called the DA. Can you imagine? Can you imagine picking up the phone and just imagine being that woman that wants to pick up the phone and call the DA and say, "Can you please make it so I can talk to my boyfriend that's in jail for killing my family?" Oh my God, I want to see her. I want to see her. I want to see her in flesh. I want to see her with my own eyes because I haven't seen her in person yet. I only seen pictures. You don't. I don't care. I'm making the judge's ruling for him. I don't care.
Understand that she's being a witness. He can't discuss facts of the case, but we would respectfully ask that it be lifted so he can't communicate regarding that portion.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's never going to see the baby.
His child, I'm sure they want to discuss.
Allegedly, you know.
Family matters.
Family matters. Oh, is that what he said? Did he say that? Did he say that? I forgot to put the closed captioning on. Did he say family matters?
Discuss facts of the case, but we would respectfully ask that it be lifted so he can't communicate regarding that portion. Again, she's pregnant with his child. I'm sure they want to discuss matters of that. Family matters.
Oh, he got a lot of nerve. I'm sure they want to discuss family matters. Her family's dead, bro. What do you mean family matters? You mean the child that's inside of her that he's never going to see ever, not a day ever? Unless she takes the baby into a prison? And they don't do that anymore, really. I don't think they do like visitations that much anymore. It's all over the old iPad now. That's sad. That's how, if he does watch his baby grow up, which he won't because she'll find someone new. I mean, she will. And she'll find some other some schmuck out there that'll keep her. But I don't think he's going to really be having any daddy day dates with his kid.
There's no way for us to police that. There's no way to say, okay, well, you can talk to her about these issues, you can't talk about the others. It's not like we're gonna be there to monitor the situation, say, oh, okay, stop talking, you can't talk about that. So there just needs to be a restraining order that prevents all communication.
Oh
They're
gosh.
literally listening to every phone call that he makes. They can listen and monitor in real time the discussions.
That
So they
takes
know
no.
what they're talking about.
They ain't got time to be doing that.
And obviously, if you cross that line and discuss this facts of the case, that's the issue.
They will
That can be-
like they'll take a bundle of videotapes and like play them, but they're not going to be just sitting back here listening to his phone calls while he's making them.
Control or he's limited in scope. So they are listening. They know what he's saying to her. I'm not sure how that would be inappropriate.
Because her family's dead and he's allegedly killed him. Could be that. Kidnapping could be that. Felon with a firearm could be that.
That the issue at hand is not whether or not it would be appropriate. I think the thing I have to consider in this is that based on the testimony I've heard here today, it is very likely that she is going to be a witness possibly in this case. That's what I've gathered from the testimony I've heard here today. I am not restricting any conversations between him and his family. If she wants to communicate with his family to give him messages regarding their child, I am fine with that. But because of the fact that there may be an instance where Miss Speed has to testify at the trial, that's the only thing that kind of puts me in a position to not feel comfortable amending the order at this time for that purpose. So what I will do is that I'll continue to let it remain in place directly between the two of them. However, he is completely allowed to speak with his family and his mother or father or whoever it is that wishes to talk maybe through her to him regarding the status.
Oh, I'm sure they got a lot to say to him, right? Where's our $130,000?
Of his child. If
There goes their home.
That she would not be a witness at a later date. I'm not saying that's not. Well, I'm
I
losing
don't think so
jurisdiction
either.
on
I don't
this
think she
today,
did.
so that's something that if you want to discuss with Judge Hayes, I'm sure he, I'm not going to speak for him, but you could have the right to revisit that at that time. So I'm going to leave.
Just to clarify, you want to prevent third-party contact, you're saying you may have third-party contact as it relates only to family matters, which I know what it is.
Yeah, you can't be having her on the speakerphone and then talking to him on the other speakerphone. You know what this means. This means that she can call, Caitlin can call his mama and say, I'm getting ready to be in labor. And she can tell him she's getting ready to go into labor. That's what he means. Like, this lawyer's going to get on my nerves.
I want to clarify that as well. I thought what you meant was he could talk to his family.
Yeah.
His family could talk to her.
Yeah.
They could be on three-way call.
Absolutely not.
talking to
Yes.
one another.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I understood.
That is
And
my.
that is
That's
what
not how he
we
understood it.
Also, make sure the defendant understands that third-party conversations
Is the same.
are violations as well. He can't tell someone, go tell this witness that I said this. That's a violation.
He needs to be aware of that, and it appears that based on the testimony today, it should be aware that his phone calls are being monitored. So obviously, does the state oppose him talking to his family? It's not his family. It's just them attempting to relay messages concerning the case to Miss Speed.
Correct.
So does that make any sense at all?
Yes, not related messages regarding the case, but I'm assuming it's okay to relay messages regarding his child.
I don't mind that. I mean, that's something regarding his child, but it can't be anything regarding the case or the facts of the case. And I would just say that those are being monitored. Those phone calls are being monitored. So that's.
I bet you they get caught talking to each other. How much you want to bet? I bet you they get caught somehow on it. I'm going to put you on speakerphone, honey, and you talk to your girlfriend. I'm just going to leave the room. I could see his mother being that mom.
Something he'll need to understand for that purpose. Okay. So it'll remain in place for that. Folks,
They seem like sweet people, but
before we do anything else, having found that these matters are going to be presented to the grand jury and the cases will be sent to circuit court, or should he be indicted, what I'm going to ask is that at this time, if the sheriff's department will take him back into custody and transport him back, he will continue to remain without bond in this case. And while they are doing that, I'm going to ask everyone to please remain in the courtroom.
They take him out first. Look, walk him right through the gallery. We didn't get that with Coburger.
Before we are adjourned, folks, I want to again thank our law enforcement that are here today. I want to thank all of our law enforcement for the efforts they put into this case in protecting the courtroom. And the families, again, good luck to each of you in the days to come. With that, folks, we're adjourned.
That judge was real nice. I liked him. I like this judge. I like him a lot. I like the judge in the Elijah Vu case too. Don't think I'm sleeping on that case or nothing. There's nothing going on right now. I think they actually went back to court not so long ago. Let's look it up actually real quick. Okay. October 17th, 2024. No, June 13th. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys this. We're gonna have to do a live over this tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna have to do like a live over like just multiple cases or something because I need to read more about this. But apparently a plea deal's been offered to Katrina Barr, which is Elijah Vu's mother. Now I was heated when I saw it. I'm heated again. So yeah, I like this judge. I like Judge Newman too when Alec Murdaugh's case was going on. That was really sad. That was like he had lost his son like 2 weeks before. We didn't even know until like 2 weeks or 3 weeks into the trial. And I found that out and I was like, his son died. And now he's like, Alec Murdaugh is sitting up there on his high throne crying, paw and this and paw and that. I'm surprised Judge Newman didn't say something to him. I think that's all I have for you for tonight. Let's see. That was a lot. And I have all kinds of notes, so we'll go through those two on another live. Maybe even tomorrow, like we'll do a few different cases or something. Or maybe we'll do a live during the day. I don't know. We'll do it sometime tomorrow. We'll do it sometime. I'm trying to think if I have to do anything. I don't know. I might go see my great nephew. I might go see him. Vincent said something about it today, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Huh? You want to go where? Like, you want to go to my hometown?" Because, like, it's a little bit of a drive, but I mean, it's like 2 hours or something. No, it's not. It's not that long. Don't let me lie to you. It's like an hour and a half. I think hour and a half. So I think that I might go down. I told Vincent, I said, I want to get her some pajamas or something from like Target, like some pajamas or something, make her feel good. I was like, but if she gets pajamas, then I'm going to want pajamas. I'm like, I didn't just have a baby. I like yell at myself. I love their pajamas. Their clothes are the few things that make me really, really happy, which I got this outfit there. It's a two-piece set. I'm all about the two-piece set. He was Kitsy Cats. Yeah, he was the real deal. He really, really was. He was a very sweet, sweet man. Very sweet. The judge in Elijah Vu's case is more like direct, but he looks like a little kid in a way. Like he has these like I think round glasses. His hair's kind of spiky a little bit. He looks kind of like an older little kid. Everyone needs new pajamas. I know, right? They always make you feel so good. I wish I had something to put on tonight, some brand new ones. I mean, I do. I have new pajamas. Like, they're not brand new, though. But I don't probably need any pajamas. No. But I started wearing them, and now I like to wear pajamas. It's a new thing. See, yeah. I have so much bedding. It's unreal. You guys know. Some of y'all know. I actually bought a blanket today. Do you remember that at one point I had to stop buying blankets? I was like, I had to force myself. So when I was at Target today, they had my pumpkin pillow. Mine's out in the shed. I got to get Vincent to get that tomorrow. Or I'll just take everything out and then I'll be able to put it back in because he has it like perfectly put in there. But yeah, I bought this pumpkin pillow and I got it at Target and I had to go to like 3 different Targets or something to find it. I can't remember. And then it was just, yeah, we were like, and then we were like a random target. It was like one, it was just like it's sitting just by itself. And I was like, oh, and I ran to it. So yeah, now they have a bunch, and I'm like, oh, but they have it in yellow this year. I got it in orange. It looks like an old grandma print. I'm gonna have to show y'all. It looks like it looks like my grandmother's print, like something that like a doily or something she would have had. But that's why I liked it. I found the blanket that I got with it. So now I got a smaller pumpkin pillow, and I got a brown blanket, and then I got a white blanket today. I don't think Vincent saw the white blanket. I held it up. I said, I got this. Ran over to my decorations. That's what he gets for keeping his. Okay, so I'm OCD. I am, but you guys would laugh if you guys saw our dining room. There is a spot where his in the corner he puts like this huge ladder. It's like one of those ones that can go like this way and that. You can do all kinds of stuff on it. It's a huge ladder, work ladder, and it's like, but it folds down to like 2 feet or something. But he put his puzzle picture. Actually, I did his puzzle picture back there last year. I said, Vincent, will you take this out to the shed? It'll be here till next Christmas. Yeah, it's in my kitchen to this day. It's a picture of it's a really nice picture. But it's Christmassy. And I just found it. I just saw it the other day behind the ladder, and I was like, are you kidding? So no use of putting it in the shed now. Just gonna, Me too. I forget what I have. I know I have a bunch of pumpkins. I know that's the theme, but I have like a candle pumpkins, like the glass ones. I've got some that Araya loves to chew. I got some of them that I got to keep up high. She's my chewer. Oh wait, that's not her. She's over here now. She switched spots. The brown dog is the one that likes to chew a little. She likes to chew a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little. But yeah, I forgot. I was telling you earlier, me and Vincent went on a date today, and we went and got some hamburgers, and we went to this little festival, and we ate, and it was nice to get out. I'm telling y'all, if there's any festivals going on in your area, go down there and hang out and just walk around and look at all the pretty stuff. There was so much stuff just to look at, and there was boutiques there. I was like, are we kidding? Are we kidding? Because me and Vincent have put my boutique, we've taken my stuff from my store and we went out and done vendor events, and we could put together, let me tell you, a store. We just can. We work really well together, especially in a short time. We had 2 minutes to get this thing together, literally 2 days before we did this big event in this church. And of course, I don't know how I got the spot in front of Jesus' cross, but I did. And in my pictures though, it looks really cute. It looks so aesthetic. I'm like, look at this. Thanks, Ishi. I got some good ones. I need to get some more, but I got some really good ones. And I got some good soaps and some good lotions. Good clothes. I need to get some more clothes. I need some more 2-piece sets. That brown 2-piece set, I don't know what size I have that in, but whatever size that is, it's a brown 2-piece set. And if it's there, I mean, it is there. I have 1 or 2 left in my inventory. The warmest, softest set I've ever had in my life. And I mean, you can literally wear it in the dead of winter with no jacket. I don't know why. I don't know what it's made of. I should see what it's made of. It makes you stay so warm. But yeah. I'm going to make Vincent a coffee bar. I can't wait. I already got the table picked out in my head. It's not in my, it's in my head right now, but it's on Amazon. I'm like, I can make you a coffee bar, because I made him one once. It was just a small one, and he used it, but he didn't really use it that much. But then I got him this really nice Ninja coffee maker thingy. And after he started working, it was after 2020. So, he was home and then he was gone. So when he went back to work, he didn't really make coffee at home. So now that he's going to be here, hello, I'm going to make you a coffee bar and maybe a hot chocolate bar for me. Some makeup. I don't know if I could get makeup in, because it's I don't know. I can get skincare in. So why couldn't I get makeup in? Maybe I could maybe try. trying to think of, yeah, I mean, I don't see why that would be a problem. I was trying to think of like, it's not food or anything, which I could even sell food, I think. I don't know. I don't think I can. I have my vendor's license, but I don't think I can sell food. And you guys didn't end up dressing up. That's funny. I'm still trying to think of, I worked at this little store in the mall, and I still can't think of the name of it. It's like right there. And it's not like a popular store. It was just like a one store. Like it was a craft store. And Vincent tried to argue with me that I didn't work at a craft store. I'm like, yeah, I did, dude. I worked there for like a year. In between like jobs, I worked there, but it's going to hit me in the middle of the night. I'm going to wake up screaming at or something at him. But I told him, I was like, you used to come in there and always lay in the bed in the freaking showroom. He's like, I did? I'm like, yeah, you did. I'm surprised you didn't kick off your shoes. Then we'll take a nap. But I'm going to jump off here. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I appreciate it so much. I really do. My bedtime reminder just reminded me it's time to go to bed. It's time to get ready to go to bed. But thank you guys. I'll be on tomorrow. We will do probably like case cup, like, you know, different. I'm going to try to do like a couple different cases tomorrow. Just like some case updates. I think that would be fun to get us, because I know we have some cases that are going towards trial. Some that are out of, you know, done with trial, like Kohlberger. I'm sure there's like an update there or something. I heard that they had a lot more DNA than what was initially like reported on. So I did hear that. Not in multiple places or anything, same spot on the sheath, but I guess there was a lot more. It wasn't just touch DNA. It wasn't just a couple little skin cells. I guess it was a lot. So they got their guy. Even though some people say that they didn't. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful Sunday. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know